This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet world, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Friday? It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. It's a football Friday. It's been a long time since we've had a football Friday. We cannot wait to talk about A-Day with you, and that's what we're going to do today on the Bama Central YouTube channel, Bama Central Facebook page, on Apple Podcast, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. You can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. We're live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios right here off of McFarland Boulevard, past the Tiger Rock to the left. You can call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. We're also proudly presented by Purple Turtle Roofing. You can visit them online at roofturtle.com for all of your roofing needs, whether it be a metal roof or a shingle roof. Purple Turtle Roofing will take care of you. So check them out online at roofturtle.com, and they can come give you a free roof inspection today. We're here with my man Theo Fernandez. You can follow him at Theo Fernandez _ on the Twitter machine. We're going to talk basically all Alabama football today, maybe a little bit of baseball, maybe a little bit of Masters. We'll see how the show ends up going, but most of today will be A-Day focus. Will you be at Bryant-Denny Stadium tomorrow? What will it take to get you into the stadium? Is it enough to see Keelan Russell and Austin Mack play tomorrow? Live football. Is that enough to bring you from parts unknown to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, into Bryant-Denny Stadium? Theo, good morning. You ready? You feeling a football Friday today? You excited about getting into Bryant-Denny Stadium? The spring weather is just perfect.
It's beautiful weather. We get to watch football tomorrow. How could I not be excited, man? This is as good as it gets right here for the spring. Ranked baseball matchup this weekend. I'm rolling, man.
Absolutely. How could we not be? So it's going to be a huge weekend. We may or may not hear from Henry Sklar, so that may happen later in the show. And if we do, we will get a Masters update. If he doesn't join us, then unfortunately we're just going to have to let you know on Monday how Justin Thomas and Davis Riley and the other Alabama players did. So we'll see what happens right there. But let's get into A-Day. Let's start with the voicemail line, because our man Dax called and answered the call of what you want to see for A-Day. Of course, you can leave us a comment on the Bama Central YouTube channel or any of the platforms I mentioned 2 minutes ago. You can call us at 205-462-7340, extension 800, to be on the voicemail line. We'll get to Dax's voicemail talking about A-Day. We'll start reacting. I've got several different A-Day topics to banty about with Theo, so that's going to be the plan for today. Everett's got a voicemail as well. Let's start with Dax right here on the voicemail line.
What up, guys? It's Dax. A-Day is tomorrow, and I'm going to tell y'all what I want to see.
Yes!
Starting with quarterbacks, I don't want to see separation. I don't want to see somebody running away with the job on this, which, honestly, I don't think is going to happen since the first two scrimmages have been pretty even. But I want to see the quarterbacks taking risks. I want to see explosion, because we had 0 last year. 0. And a couple times that we did have the potential for an explosive play, Ryan dropped a ball. I want to see quarterbacks throwing that ball 80 yards downfield, okay? I want to see them taking off. I want to see some crazy risks from both of them. Interception's not good, but, interceptions are great for the defensive backs. O-line, I want to see competent O-line play. I want to see good run blocking. Obviously, anything's going to be better than last year. I want to see from the running backs, I want to see make somebody miss. I want to see yards after contact. Any running back. I don't care who it is. I just want to see him make somebody miss. Defensive line, I want to see penetration. I want to see some sacks from a defensive lineman and not an edge rusher, because I know our edge rushers are more than competent. Tight ends, block your buttholes off, please. I want to see that. Linebackers, I want to see some absolutely bone-crushing hits, like knock somebody out of their cleats, please. And the defensive backs, I don't need to see anything with the defensive backs. They're already fantastic. So, yeah, a little short voicemail, but there y'all go. That's what I want to see from every position group. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right, so that's Dax on the voicemail line telling us what he wants to see. And Cameron's jumping in here on Facebook. Wish I was going to be at Bryant-Denny tomorrow. Looking forward to hearing how the boys do. Roll Tide from the beach. Theo, let's start big picture right here. As you think about Dax's voicemail on BamaCentral.com, I wrote this morning 3 things to look for, 3 things we're watching for going into 8A. Take Dax's voicemail and just and my article this morning and put it into your own words. As people go read my article on BamaCentral.com. What are a couple of things that you're hoping to see? And then we'll get into these specifics that I've got right here to talk about.
I like the idea of taking risks, right? And these QBs really playing and putting it all on the line, because I don't think internally there's all that much on the line, right, within the program. I don't particularly think that this 8A scrimmage is going to have huge repercussions for who ends up getting the starting job in a couple months. So, yeah, I like the idea of, these guys should feel pretty loose. They should use this fully as an opportunity. And, yes, I think the expectation is that we will probably have some rough moments, right? We've evidently had them in both of the scrimmages, and we've heard negative-ish things throughout camp. So I would agree with we might not necessarily see perfect play, but we should see 2 guys who feel comfortable out there playing. I know you wrote about them operating the offense efficiently. One of the things Coach DeBoer talked about last week was just their command in the huddle. I think that is a big piece of it. How can they move and how do they direct the offense? 2 more. Are we just going position by position?
Oh, you can take it however you want to go right here. You already know the specific topics I texted in. I just want your generalities, what you're looking for tomorrow.
Well, I'm looking at the receivers and the cornerbacks because there's always a lot to look into whenever a cornerback makes a great play or a receiver does, because, why did this happen? Did the corner get burned? Was it great play all around? And just when you have so much talent on both sides, you know it's going to be fun. You know that, Ryan matched up on Xavier. That's awesome to watch. And, Sadarian Morgan could go out and make a huge play, and that would get the whole place roaring, right? That would be one of the biggest cheers of the whole day. So I'm looking for anything there. I mean, we're all going to have our eyes there, obviously. I don't know if I have a third one off the top.
That's okay. That's all right. Yeah. So that's great. You can read what I'm trying to pay attention to tomorrow on BamaCentral.com. I wrote that for this morning's cover. Really, I'm looking at the quarterbacks like everybody else is, the offensive line, and the inside linebackers. I think those are the 3 positions that you're going to be able to find out something about. Really, the format, Theo, of offense versus defense will allow the coaching staff to mix up units enough to where you're going to get a first 11 on 11. So technically those are the ones, but I think you're going to be mixing and matching throughout the day, so much so that it allows the coaching staff to say, oh yeah, there's no depth chart. I think the mixing and matching is going to be so frequent that they'll be selling that there's no depth chart. Now, will we be buying that? I'm not quite sure, but will we be able to tell exactly what the depth chart is? I think that's also a question as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of action tomorrow. To get into Dax's voicemail right here. I mean, he talks about. And I appreciate the call, Dax, definitely very much. But you talk about running backs, fight through contact, making men miss. And then he talks about defensive line, getting penetration and making plays. And it's like, well, how are Alabama fans going to evaluate this scrimmage? Because if it's a 50-50 scrimmage, is it going to be, wow, the defense is so good? Or is it going to be, wow, the quarterback struggled so much? Like, you talk about it with the receivers and making big plays. Well, if Ryan has a big catch and run, is that Ryan great play, or is that Zabian Brown bad play? How do you delineate between, offense dominate? You want to see the offensive line open up holes in the run game, and we all do. And will that mean that the Alabama defensive line is super soft, or is that just, we're all excited because Alabama actually ran the football? Like, it's going to be really kind of challenging to decipher tomorrow.
The two certainties that I would say in that regard. Number one, as far as the perception, if Ryan does anything, it's because Ryan's a great receiver who made a great play. Number two, if the offensive line struggles, it is not because the defensive line is great. It's because the offensive line has not been fixed. I can guarantee you that those two will be true. Right. That's how it will be viewed if that is the case tomorrow.
And if both quarterbacks throw one interception, Keelan's interception was a miscommunication. The receiver didn't run the right route, right? But Austin had bad ball placement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And so it's, I mean, you could just hear these narratives coming right out. And it's think about anybody else. I mean, you have if you have Connor Talty miss a kick and Larkin Quinn makes one, and it's just going to go crazy tomorrow, especially with no TV, with it not being on TV and it just being tweets and hearsay, and you'll get social media snippets here and there. With it not being on TV, I think lends to narratives kind of taking off.
Right, because I can record a video of a play, and who knows what that angle looks like. The TV angle, at the very least, you can have someone can sit down and fully break down everything and say, oh, you know what, I saw this. Or usually they'll have access to the all 22, right? You don't get that with a tweeted out video from who knows what our angle's going to be like or where we're sitting. Or it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. Let's go back to the voicemail line because I think Everett talks about TV. You can call it 205-462-7340, extension 800.
Hey, guys, it's Everett from Marion. Sorry I'm not coming today, but can we have a watch party and have a good weekend and Roll Tide. Thank you. Bye.
A watch party at Everett Osmer's house to watch A-Day if it were on TV, or is he asking us to live stream it when we get there make it a big party and live stream it?
I think we've got to live stream it so he can host the watch party at his house.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no watch party without a live stream.
We've got to give him the feed. Somebody's got to give him a feed, and I've been seeing this idea most of the week, Theo, and a lot of it has been coming from Cam Metzger commenting earlier. Why isn't? If it's not on TV, if ESPN doesn't want to show it, if they don't think it's worth their manpower, or if Alabama just didn't want to have it out there, why is Yay Alabama not partnering up with Crimson Tide Productions? And you don't have to hire commentators, high-level commentators, but you could bring in Chris Stewart, and you could bring in Crimson Tide Sports Network and let them commentate the afternoon.
They could let a student commentate for the first time ever, but that'll never happen.
Well, sure, you could have that, a student do it, or you could have no commentary, just ambient sound if you wanted to save some money, like just a couple of static cameras. Why isn't Yay Alabama? What would be the price point that they could get away? Because Cam's already said he's on the beach, and Everett is an hour or so away. So he said he can't make it. He's got to work. And I've heard from a lot of different people that, I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it. Yeah, it's free, but I'm coming down the next week for Morgan Wallen, so I gotta save my trips to Tuscaloosa. Morgan Wallen's coming next week, and I've already paid $200, $300, $500, $800 for my ticket right there, and so I'm not coming to A-Day. But I would be interested in buying it. I would be interested in watching it on TV. What's the price point that Yay Alabama could get away with partnering up with Crimson Tide Productions and just slapping 4 static cameras, having the production truck go camera 1, 2, 3, 4, and putting it out there? Could you charge the Alabama fan $50 to watch it?
First of all, let's put this into context. As a former Crimson Tide production employee, CTP employees are paid $7.25 an hour to work in a variety of production roles. Everything from camera to director to replay. It's all run by these students, with the exception of the high level football stuff, and they do it all the time. And I'm pretty certain that they will be doing it for the in-venue production. So if you walk into the arena, you'll see the camera shots of up on the big screen, right? And they'll be rolling replays and showing the fan shots and graphic. I don't know if they'll have graphics, but that's easy to add. So they're already doing most of the work. You're already paying them to do most of the work. It would take almost nothing to make this happen, first of all. I think if you charge $15, a lot of people are watching.
Oh,
right?
Yes. You've got to balance. You've got to balance the cost first,
which is almost non-existent.
Okay, so you got to get your cost there, and then you think, well, how much profit can we squeeze out of that? I think they could go to 50, not 15, 50.
I don't know about that.
I think you could probably $50 for a 2-hour broadcast. I mean, because you got to think about it. It's basically pay-per-view. It's basically pay-per-view, and so this makes me think of original UFC, the first 15 years of UFC. Now they're on Paramount Plus or whatever, and so it's not pay-per-view. It makes me think about old school WWE, wrestling before it got onto the WWE Network and Peacock and what they are right now. Your pay-per-views were 80, 90, 60, 70, 80, 60. I mean, I think I paid for Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. I think I paid $140 for it. I think so. Now I had a bunch of people there, and everybody was throwing in. But of course, this is not Mayweather Pacquiao. It's a very niche audience. Yes. So, but it's not deadgum Wake Forest football. let's be clear here. It's a la freaking Bama football, which is a top. Let's be conservative. Top 3 brand in college football. Top 5 brand in college football. Yeah. So you're operating on a big fan base. I think you could charge $50 for a 2-hour broadcast and let Chris Stewart cook for a little bit and make a lot of money.
I don't fundamentally disagree, but I think the right approach to this would be, hey, we have, like you said, a niche audience. Let's get some people signed up to Alabama. Let's gain some goodwill with the fan base. And here's your $15 pay-per-view that, this also gets you access to Alabama for a month. And then why don't you stay subscribed after that month? Don't you think that would get a lot of people into Alabama?
Cam just lays it right out for you. I definitely would pay to watch it. Or if you're a Alabama a member, you get access to the stream. I think it would be. So what you do is you have, if you're a non-member, it's 50, it's 60, it's $70, right? You put it at the higher tier. But if you are a member, you can get a membership fee we'll give you 10% off for 3 months, right? We'll give you 10% off for 6 months. But so you sign up for the 6-month deal at 10% off or whatever, and then that gives you the access to the stream.
Yeah, so you don't have to pay the $50.
Right.
Cam, how much would you pay for that stream if it was being offered to you?
Yeah.
I would love to hear the number.
I think that's a great question. That was the first question on our list. What's the right price point? Do you think $50 is too high?
Yeah, I do. I don't know $50. I don't think a lot of people would pay for that.
What do you think the number that is? So like you got
25 is reasonably most people would pay it.
25.
I don't think you can go much higher than that.
I mean, that's basically a double movie ticket.
Yeah. And you get to watch A-Day with the family, and it's obviously I think anyone who paid $50 to watch what's going to be on the field on tomorrow would be left disappointed.
Well, it saves you the gas of coming to Tuscaloosa. Yeah. It saves you the eating in Tuscaloosa. Like otherwise, you're coming here. You can pay that $50 in your car's gas tank and in your McDonald's or your drive-through, or we love Chuck's Fish. You want to go have some dinner right there. You're going to be paying a little bit more than $50. So like we're saving you some money. You can watch it from the beach. You can watch it from your pool. It's going to be a beautiful day on Saturday. You can watch it from wherever. Well, your children at the ballparks, give you some entertainment while the kids are playing cluster ball out there.
I don't know about 50.
Okay.
But I do seriously, like, it is crazy oversight that it's not being streamed. 'Cause even if it was at 50, you'd get some money from it. I
Right.
think if it was at 15 or 20, you'd get a ton of money.
Oh.
And I think no matter what, you would get a lot of subscriptions to Alabama.
Right.
Yeah, Cam chimes in 50 is way too high, which I do. The 50 is ridiculous.
He would
man.
pay 25. Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. Well, maybe I think too highly of the Alabama fan. I thought 50.
$50.
Hey, go
come
for
on.
it.
Get it
In
now.
2 hours.
That's just objectively not worth it.
But you're paying like you're paying like 100 for UFC broadcasts for 3 or 4 hours.
This is a scrimmage among a football team that's practiced for 3 weeks.
But you can
compared
see the
to
greatest quarterback
The
that's
best
ever played.
fighting ever.
You'll be able to see the greatest quarterback and greatest left tackle that's ever played the game.
I think no matter what, and I think the way it should be viewed is a chance to gain a lot of goodwill with Alabama. Get a lot of people subscribed to this collective that my understanding of it is that it's not performing super well.
Did you see this angle wouldn't work for Alabama fans, but did you see Kirby Smart, what his comments were to get a lot of subscriptions? I think it's to Go Dogs or something like that,
No,
or GA
what he
Dogs,
said.
whatever. So they've been asking, I guess, there's an internet section of the fans of the Georgia fan base that have been asking for an alternate uniform, whether it be another redo of the black uniforms. They do it every so often. I think might be silver britches. I don't know. There's some elements of the uniforms that they're wanting to incorporate or do alternate uniforms. And Kirby Smart basically was like, I've been hearing chatter about that. This was 2-3 weeks ago. I've been hearing chatter about that. If we triple our subscribers to whatever their account is, we'll do it. It's like, dude, okay. I mean, the Alabama fan base wouldn't go for it because alternate uniforms. Ooh, no.
Well, how about this? If 70% of the frats donate a certain amount of money, they're going to wear a powder blue uniform. next
Oh
year.
my
And then we're
gosh. I would lose my brain. I would lose my mind at that. But this is a couple of different times now that since Alabama's been around, like you're losing opportunity here for these scrimmages. A-Day, obviously, I think would work for TV. But these last couple of weeks, especially last Friday that was in Bryant-Denny Stadium already, that is an opportunity. You get the radio team, you put the radio team to work that day, and you say you can pay to listen to the radio broadcast of the scrimmage. I
don't know if they wanted that getting out though.
Well, here I do think that Chris Stewart and Tyler Watts and the whole crew do a really good job, but they're not really going to tell you exactly what's happening every single snap, X's and O's, who's in and who's out. There's some, it's a mental gymnastics a little bit to like visualize the play. I think that would be another area of we want to broadcast the radio to just Alabama subscribers, right? And you jack it up, make another $25 radio broadcast, and you can listen to Chris Stewart call the scrimmage.
Yeah, but at this, I think obviously we're living in a pure hypothetical.
Sure,
world
we're just
because none
giving
of this
ideas of
happened.
how to make
But
money.
I think the idea should be, and probably the idea why Alabama hasn't taken off so much is because I think it just feels like to fans a way to bleed out more money from. And I think
instead of giving you access,
you have a chance, for example, on a day like A-Day, right, where you have Alabama football without all the crazy media that follows it, right, and where it's literally just an event here for the Alabama fans.
mm-hmm.
This should be Alabama's Super Bowl. This should be, you are gaining all the goodwill with them. You have events set up for the fans. And I don't know if they will.
Because what you do is you take Caden Proctor and Ty Simpson and Jeremy Bernard and everybody's about to go into the NFL, and you set up your booth or you set up a big courtyard and have a mix and mingle meet and greet kind of a deal where you absolutely you make it as fan friendly as possible.
This should be the biggest day of the year.
And this should be the day where if I'm subscribed to Alabama, I walk away being heck yeah with my subscription.
I'm never canceling it.
Right, exactly. Because I walked in and I got to tell Ty Simpson, thanks so much for playing through that back injury. Jeremy Bernard, you were so inspirational to me and to the team. And you get to actually have that interaction right there. You walk away, a little merchandise, a little autograph. Yeah.
And if I'm not a subscriber, there's no mistake about I walk out of there understanding, wow, Alabama does some cool stuff. I would get some cool stuff if I was subscribed. Let me sign up.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. So yeah, we'll bring you the coverage as best we can tomorrow on BamaCentral.com, on our social media machines at Theo Fernandez _, at Joe Gaither 6. We will not be able to live stream it. A couple of years ago, there was one of our cohorts who live streamed a scrimmage of sorts like this and got in humongous trouble. We will be able to. What I'm planning to do is film the whole thing static and then go back and clip what I want to clip and then rewatch what I want to rewatch, that sort of thing. I don't know if that's going to work, but that's kind of what I'm game planning right now. So we'll bring you as much coverage as we can from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Let's get on the field, Theo, and let's think about what I thought was the easiest hypothetical or the easiest conversation point for tomorrow. Everything's going to be about the quarterbacks, but I think you have a really talented wide receiver room. If you had to rank the wide receivers tomorrow by receiving yards, so if Sadarian Morgan just catches one pass for 99 yards because he's a beast and it's a big streak route from the 1 yard line, well, he wins. 99 yards might win it for you right there. How would you rank the top 5 wide receivers? Is it Ryan Coleman-Williams 1? Are you putting Lottie Brooks 1? Are you throwing a tight end there? Is Caleb Edwards going to sneak into the top 5? Rank the top 5 pass catchers by yards at A-Day.
Let me make sure I understand this format correctly.
Sure.
Because my memory is not great from 24. When they say 2 hour scrimmage, is that they set a 120-minute timer and it just runs through?
Oh, it won't be that. It won't be that strict. It won't be that close.
Like they're not stopping the clock or anything in between plays, right? Like it kind of just, it's 2 hours of them playing.
Basically, it really, I think that they're going to just have the offense on one sideline, the defense on the other sideline, and spot the ball and play. And if you get a 3 and out, we'll re-spot the ball at the 20 and play again.
So we're not even doing a full special teams, and
I think there will be simulated special teams. I think the punter will punt, and then the punt receiver will fair catch. There will be very minimal contact there. Same for the kickoff return. The kickoff return guy will catch it, and then he will run, but they won't really tackle him, and they won't have full contact. It really is about offense versus defense.
Yeah, and I don't remember what I was doing in 2024 because I wasn't covering it, but I had something to go to where I had to leave an hour, and I remember it was kind of not very set in stone. So
yeah,
that does make sense.
I believe they're going to spot the ball on the 20, maybe 25, maybe 15, somewhere towards the back end of the field, and just let the offense cook. And if the offense can cook all the way down the field, then you do. And if they get stopped, then I think they'll re-spot the ball, and I think they'll be making substitutions accordingly. I think everybody but the quarterback will go in and out, but I think the quarterback will probably be subbed pretty much by drive. So yeah, I think it's going to look like live football mostly.
Well, these receivers are interesting to rank. I think I'm going to have to go Ryan 1. You know, you talk about a way to make the fans happy. Make sure Ryan gets the ball a lot. I think he'll see a lot of catches. I think he'll break something off, and you just avoid dropping a football. It'll be a perfect day for Ryan Coleman-Williams.
It's a new day. Yeah. First time in Bryant-Denny Stadium for Ryan Coleman-Williams in front of fans.
I'll go Noah Rogers too. Nothing against Brooks. I just think that Rogers will probably be out there a bunch, and you keep hearing positive things that he's done in these scrimmages, right, and all throughout camp. I think this will be a good chance for him to show what he can do to the fan base. I think Noah Rogers comes out there, has a big day. Go Lottie 3. I like Rico Scott 4. I just think, you'd think he's a guy that can work with a lot of these quarterbacks, right? A guy understanding the system, and probably your penciled in wide receiver 4 to start the season anyway. So I just think he'll consistently get looks from all of these quarterbacks. And then I don't know, because like Sadarian is obviously a threat to break one off. Derek Meadows is too. He could pull off a big play. So you'd think that if either of them had a massive play that would jump him ahead of Rico Scott, maybe even one of the guys above, right? And that's when you get so late in these games, right? And you're playing, third team, almost scout team football. You never know what's going to happen. But That would be my top 4 penciled in.
Okay, I like I like all those guys, and I think the Alabama wide receiver room and pass catching room is pretty exciting to think about. I'm gonna go Noah Rogers 1. Yeah, I'll go Noah Rogers 1, Ryan Coleman Williams 2, and then I will go yeah, I'll just go with my gut. I go Cedarian Morgan 3, then I will go Lottie Brooks 4. And I'll throw Caleb Edwards in there because I think he's going to get some check down, some check down Charlies, and be able to make something out of those.
Yeah, I forgot about Edwards. He'd probably deserve some consideration.
What do you think? Do you remember Ajayi Hall?
Not well.
Well, the 8A that he really took off before his freshman year, he had like 80 yards or something like that on like 4 catches, and people went crazy for him all summer and all fall, and then he just could not get it together for that 2021 season. I think it was 2021 season, and then ended with dropping balls in the national championship game. Will any receiver set the Alabama fan base? Everybody always loves Ryan Coleman Williams. Will Cedarian Morgan, will any receiver be able to set the Alabama fan base on fire with some wow plays at 8A?
Well, I mean, it's just all these guys already. Like, I think the fan base knows about most of these guys, right? Everyone's expecting Lottie to be a big-time player year 2. They love Ryan. Everyone knows how high Morgan's ceiling is. So I guess Noah Rogers probably has the chance to remove any lingering doubt about how good of a player he can be.
Sure.
And then maybe Derek Meadows is a guy who's been a little under-talked about, where if he were to do some big things, he could. Like, I'd say those are the only 2 players that really even have the opportunity, right? That have room to grow as far as the way fans view him. And I've said I'm very high on Derek Meadows, but I think it'll be Noah Rogers who fans, any doubts about him are erased.
Yeah, I think people are going to walk out of Bryant-Denny Stadium feeling like, ooh, we love this guy. I'm getting John Mechie vibes is kind of what I'm getting. Now I want to see him more, and maybe that's going to change tomorrow. But that's kind of what I'm getting, the last season of John Mechie vibes, which would be an amazing wide receiver for this team right now. So we'll see what it ends up being tomorrow. Let's go to the quarterbacks though, because that's what everybody's going to be focused on. Theo, what do you think the narrative's going to be? Like we said earlier, Keelan throws an interception. It was because the wide receiver ran the wrong route. If Austin throws an interception, it's because he can't throw and he's bad quarterback. And who takes care of the ball better tomorrow?
I really do think that it'll be pretty even. I think both of them will make. I don't know if they'll each throw an interception, but I think they will each make mistakes. I think there will be moments where you see, oh man, like these guys, are they ready to be the starting quarterback at Alabama? I think we see that nobody, and again, we didn't really have a clear read on where the QBs stand last year because of the fact that we didn't really have an 8A to watch. But I think that fans will walk out thinking, oh, I don't know if these guys are at the level Ty Simpson was at this time a year ago. So, yeah, I think there will be issues.
You think multiple interceptions from both, or one throws 2 or 3 and the other just 1, or do either of them have the Ty Simpson fumbleitis?
I'm going to go.
I think Keelan Russell might have the fumbleitis.
3 total turnovers from the QBs, with each of them having at least 1.
Okay.
Is my prediction.
And somebody has 2. Somebody has 1 and the other.
2.
All right. Yep. I think that's going to be about right. I think this defense is also really good as well. We'll have to evaluate all the turnovers
and
if there are.
By the way, we're just talking about Austin and Keelan because the other QBs could. Chet Tamala might throw a pick or 2.
If he does, okay. Taden Kawa, all right, give it your best shot, guys. Yeah, I do think that both the quarterbacks will end up confident. This defense is really good. That's going to be one of those things where it's like perception and reality. Was it the quarterback's fault? Did the defender make a really good play on the ball? You remember, it wasn't against a good team. Who was the cruddy team that they played before the Iron Bowl? Eastern Illinois, right? Dijon Lee made that interception off that guy's back. Do you remember that? the fella, the East Illinois guy, like bobbled the ball and then it ended up on his back, and Dijon Lee just pinned it to his back, and it's like the defense is really dang good.
He's a skilled defense. Dijon Lee is so skilled, man.
So we'll see what ends up happening, but I do think that there will be some turnovers. How will the fan base react to the turnovers? Will they be forgiving because it's two young players and feel optimistic because both players have highlight level touchdown passes as well? I mean, or will it just be who cares about the good stuff? They both turn the ball over, grumble, grumble, grumble. We stink. Fire the offensive coordinator. You know how it always goes. Fire the offensive coordinator. First bad play.
So much of it depends on what the pick looks like. I think.
First bad play. Fire the offensive coordinator.
If it's DJ Lee making another sick interception, it's okay. If it's off the hands of a receiver and picked, it's if it's just a badly thrown ball, I don't know. I think that all depends on the type of pick, the type of turnover. Like I think a strip sack, for example, wouldn't be viewed all that poorly. Because then you're excited about, wow, look at this defensive line generating pressure.
Yeah, but then they're going to go, well, the tackles, whoever it was, whoever the tackle was, this is too slow. Can't beat on speed again. Speed rushers being Alabama's problem again. So we'll see. I think that whatever happens at 8-8 tomorrow, the vibes will be more negative than they should be. It'll be focused on the negative. It'll be focused on, well, you gave up a sack. Well, you got run on. You missed a tackle, right? You missed a tackle to get that 20-yard run. I think that the vibe will be focused on who messed up or who played poorly to let the other side look good.
Well, when you're 3 months removed from a humiliating playoff exit, I don't disagree.
Last real on the field prediction thing that I have is on the running backs, and it is: will we have a running back rush for 20 yards on a carry? Have an explosive run? Well, how do you define explosive run? Explosive run is 8 or more.
Well, the definition I think is 20 or more.
Okay, well, will Alabama have an explosive run?
Alabama will have an explosive run, courtesy of freshman running back Trayshawn Brown from Huntsville, Texas. Keep hearing his name. I've heard his name after each of the scrimmages. I've heard his name brought up by other guys. Evidently, he's having a great camp. And this is a guy who had no Power 4 offers to my knowledge. I think Boise State was his biggest one when Alabama came in and took him. And he's, by all accounts, just blowing people away all spring. And I think we might see that tomorrow.
I am very curious to see him play in person because I've heard you've been hearing the whispers. I'm pretty curious to see him play. I want to see him in action. I'm going to say yes as well, but it's going to come from AK runs like a deer. He's going to get loose and show a lot of the talent that we're so excited about. I think if that guy just gets it, if he just lets it click mentally, physically, he is a really, really special running back. So we'll see what happens with that. I would not expect EJ Crowell to play tomorrow. He's not practiced fully most of spring. So if you are coming to Tuscaloosa looking for him to play, I do fear you might be a little bit disappointed. So we'll see if he actually does play or not. I don't know. We've been told that his injury isn't long-term. But I just would expect them to be more cautionary than to let him go play a full contact scrimmage. All right, last thing for us, Theo, on A-Day.
Well, are you going to do the crowd?
That's it.
I'll add one more before we do that.
Go ahead. Yeah, jump in.
They do keep score, right? They have some kind of scoring.
Yeah,
method.
Offense versus defense. There will be score.
Does the offense have any shot at winning this then?
Hold on. Yes is my gut feeling, but I want to see who won A-Day 2024. A-Day 2024 score.
What's the line on 2025 A-Day?
The offense defeated the defense in 2024 34-28. Let's see. Oh, there's your stats and scoring summary. Perfect. This is from Alabama Athletics. Let's see. Let's see if we can't remember this scoring system. Oh, do we have to download it? Oh, it's a PDF. Yeah. Okay. You had Ty Simpson, 7 for 12. Jalen Milroe, 3 for 9. Austin Mack, 6 of 9. Dylan Lonergan, 8 of 12. Final stats: receiving, right, kicking, drive 1. Rushing touchdown, Justice Haynes. Rushing touchdown, Richard Young. Okay, so the white team, the offense got out to a 31-0 lead, right? You had drive 6, defense 3 and out, 3 points. Okay, drive 7, defense 3 and out. So now it's 31-6. So they get a bunch of 3-point 3 and outs. How many
And
in a row?
Quick, is the offensive scoring normal? Like, is a touchdown 6 points? And
Yes, with the extra point is 7.
so offense scoring is just fully like a normal.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it was 2 years ago. And they got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's what, 5 consecutive 3 and outs, right? To get to 31-15. Field goal by Upton Belafont, Texas Tech's Upton Belafont. Where did he end up in the transfer portal? 3 and out. So now it's 34-21. Connor Talty, missed field goal, unfortunately. Missed field goal, 2 defensive points. Now it's 34-23. 3 and out again. Forced punt is plus 2 points. Ended up at 34-28. Offense 1.
So no turnovers in 2024's heyday.
Correct.
Wow.
Defense is 7 points. 3 and out is 3. 2 points for a missed field goal. 2 points for a punt. If you stop them on 4th down, it's 6 points from the 1 yard line to the 49. Yeah, it's 5 points from the 50 yard line to the 26 outside the red zone, and then it's 4 points if it's a red zone stop.
Wow.
So defense has lots of ways to score.
What about turnovers?
7 points
For any kind of turnover.
That's what it says. That's the scoring system from 2 years ago. It might have changed already. Offense, yeah, normal 6 points for a touchdown, 1 extra point, 3 for field goal.
That's a fun scoring system now that I understand it.
I'm going to take the defense.
I will as well.
I'm going to take the defense because if you get those 3 turnovers you're talking about, that's 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 21 points and 3 or 4 more stops. That puts us at 28-30 or so. I think the defense has a good chance to win.
I think it could set up for a fun, because the offense would need probably 5 touchdowns to win.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's 35. Right.
We could be wrong. You could not turn the ball over, and it doesn't.
But they're not going to just sit on the. They're not just going to
Yeah.
sit on the football. They're going to. The ball is going to move.
And it's not like they're not going to go for it on a 4th down because, oh man, we've got to keep points, right?
Right.
Like they will play. So, yeah, I like the defense here. I'll go defense minus 6.5 is my line.
There you go. I think I like that. I would take the offense plus the 6.5, but I'll take defense to win.
All right.
Yeah.
What
do you think the attendance is going to be? I was trying to look up how many people the lower bowl held. It's 100,000 seat stadium. Theoretically, it's 50 and 50, but that's not how it works.
Did you get the number on the lower bowl?
No, I didn't get it. Yeah, I wasn't able to find it before we got started. But whatever the lower bowl is, I'll go 80% of the lower bowl. 80%.
And you'll have a couple thousand scattered among the upper bowl.
Stragglers.
My freshman year, they made me sit in the upper bowl. Like I still didn't get to sit in the empty lower bowl. So
you didn't get there on time, Theo.
I think I'm going to go 42,000 fans.
Okay, I like that. That'd be a great number, I think. Compared to last year, that'd be a great number. Yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening tomorrow in Bryant-Denny Stadium. We're going to get there early. Well, I will get there early because I have no idea what the setup's going to be like. We were told we're going to be in the stand, so maybe we're going to be sitting right next to Dax. Maybe not. We'll find out. We'll have no idea what the setup's going to be looking like, but I will be waking up early and getting over to the stadium so we can cover some Alabama A-Day. Theo, you want to tell everybody about the Arkansas series one more time before we get out of here? Before I do, I want to let everybody know that we are brought to you by Purple Turtle Roofing. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we're not just another contractor. We're your neighbor and your advocate when it comes to protecting your home or business. We specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacements, insurance claims support, and more. Call us at 877-787-6635 or visit us online today at roofturtle.com. You can visit them online at roofturtle.com and check out all their products and services and schedule yourself a free appointment, roofturtle.com, for all of your products and services. Visit them online right there, roofturtle.com. Purple Turtle Roofing, roofing with heart, built to last.
This Arkansas team is interesting. You opened SEC play with a series win against who I think is the best team in the nation in Mississippi State. You followed up taking care of business against South Carolina. You get swept by Florida. You lose a series to Auburn. You played good comp, and you lost your last two. And this is a team that entered the season top 5. And I really think, as far as we're finally getting some separation in the SEC right now, right? And we're entering a series with Georgia in a week, a team that has hit the cover off the ball, but is beatable. And you have Missouri after that. So you have a couple series that are very winnable after this. And this is really a turning point for the season, I think, for an Arkansas team that still has Omaha expectations. Alabama is playing incredible baseball, firing on all cylinders. You'll have big crowds, right? Especially on Saturday with A-Day in town. You should have a packed stadium on Saturday. There's no reason not to, even though the Justin LeBron bobblehead will not be there. They, for the second time this season, had shipping issues and couldn't get the giveaway in time. I haven't picked Alabama to win a series in a while, but I've been proven wrong. I'm going the Tide this weekend.
Woo!
I'm going the Tide because I think Tyler Fay is dealing too well to lose right now. I think Alabama will go there and win this game, hold Arkansas to 1 or 2 runs tonight. I think Saturday is a toss-up that I will favor Alabama, and I think Alabama takes the first 2 before Miles Upchurch gets punched around a little bit on Sunday. Man, this Crimson Tide team is just phenomenal. Like, it is everything that you want a baseball team to do. The bullpen being able to get you out of tough spots. The anyone in the lineup being capable of coming up with the big hit. Like, it is there. And you've had some real offensive struggles. You won a series on Saturday last week in a game where you got no hit over the last 6 innings. And the bullpen was able to get you out of it. And it's just, you're at a point now where you have all this time to put things together. And you have to have faith at this point that they will, because they've shown an ability to elevate throughout the season. So I like the Crimson Tide to jump out to a 2-0 series lead here and win a 4th consecutive SEC series, which I cannot believe I'm saying. That is just utterly incredible that Alabama's on the precipice of doing this.
It'd be crazy if that ends up happening, and it really starts to put them in a position. I mean, this is an outsider's perspective, but to me, it seems to put them in a position to be a top 8 seed.
Yeah, right now, if the season ended today, I mean, Alabama's anywhere from 7 to 9. So you're already right in the mix to host a super regional. Super regional.
Pretty wild. Be making your plans for some postseason baseball here in Tuscaloosa. We need to next week, Theo. Yeah. I need to have at least 3 to 5 minutes outlining the calendar. The SEC tournament in Birmingham, the SEC tournament in Birmingham, the regionals that seem like they're going to be here in Tuscaloosa, and then the potential super regionals as well. So put that in the back of your mind. We need to run a calendar date so that the people can not go to the beach early. You have
to be here, man, because Alabama 8-4 right now.
Crazy.
You're going into a series next week against an elite Texas team. Alabama's 3rd in the conference, Georgia's 1st at 10-2, and Texas is number 2. This is where I don't want to even bring about any negative vibes, but it is baseball, right? And things can happen. Things can fall apart pretty quickly. If it's going to happen, it would happen right now, right? It would happen you got to get stunned a little bit by this Arkansas team that puts things together, and then you go on the road to Austin to face just an incredible, like next week is probably a series loss, right? Yeah, frankly, Texas is a great baseball team. So if things are going to deteriorate a little bit, it's right now, but I think this team's shown that it can respond to a lot of things. And
all the more reason to be at the Joe this weekend.
No, Saturday, there's no reason for there to be an empty seat anywhere on Saturday. If you guys are in town for 8A and you don't go to watch Alabama, Arkansas, what are you doing?
You don't love the Tide.
You don't. And I am told that there will be vouchers for the Justin LeBron bobblehead. So you can, I don't fully understand it, but I think you will be able to get the bobblehead at a later date, which means you have to come back for a second game, which you should be happy about.
Yeah, exactly. Watching the top 15 team.
How could you not want the LeBron
bobblehead? The bobblehead. I like that. I like that a lot. That's a great note to end it. We'll see you in Bryant Denny Stadium tomorrow for 8A. We'll see you at the Joe tonight. Theo's going to be over there. Make sure you follow him for all of your coverage at Theo Fernandez _. Big thanks to Daxon Everett for sending us voicemails to be a part of the show. You can at 205-462-7340 extension 800. We would love to take your voicemails reacting to tomorrow's 8A festivities. We'll appreciate that. We will talk to you on Monday, letting you know our thoughts, our takeaways from 8A, and we got a big rest of the week because after that, no spring football. It'll be all NFL draft. It'll be all baseball and softball finishing up, and then it'll be into the doldrums, into the summer. So lots of fun coming up as we do it and talk about it every day on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.